Yesterday, Chuba Hubbard signed a 4-year deal with the Carolina Panthers. Jonathon Brooks is coming back from the IR and will be on the 53-man roster. Might be playing soon. And a lot of people have questions about Jonathon Brooks, whether or not he's worth it for fantasy football anymore. We're going to talk about that today. It's just going to be a quick deep dive. We're going to talk about process. We're going to talk about handcuff running backs. We're going to talk about how to strategize around this for him and other players, because mathematically, system-wide, it is similar with a lot of other running backs in the National Football League. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now, because we're doing these deep dives every day. When something changes, when there's a question, we'll do a deep dive to better understand what's going on with that player, looking at the advanced analytics, going through the situation, try to narrow down what's going on. We also use these videos to help you set your lineups. Click that button, stop missing out. But Chuba Hubbard got paid. He got that money. Does that matter for Jonathon Brooks? Because I'm seeing a bunch of different things on him right now. Because the notion for a lot of people is that Jonathon Brooks isn't worth it anymore because Chuba Hubbard got paid, and Brooks isn't going to be getting the opportunity because Chuba Hubbard got paid. This is a different conversation for Dynasty. We're going to leave that off to the side, but when you're looking at redraft, there's a lot of things to look at because Jonathon Brooks is being activated to the 53-man roster. He's going to get his opportunity soon. How much of an opportunity? That is something we're going to look at. Guarantee he's going to get sprinkled in. He's going to get some run. They're going to get some looks at him. They're probably going to want to see what this offense looks like with Chuba and Brooks back there. They probably want to see what this tandem looks like for how they build this team going forward for 2025 and how they want to implement things going forward. They also want to get a look under the hood with Jonathon Brooks. See what he's doing, get him some experience. They want to do that because they want to get him ready for 2025. It's not like we're looking at the Carolina Panthers and say, hey, this team's ready for the Super Bowl. This team's ready to rock and roll. They want to get Jonathon Brooks primed up for 2025. That is mainly what they're trying to do here. And Chuba Hubbard's good to go. He's a stud running back. The main thing I want to look at here is Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is the key indicator for Jonathon Brooks. He's running damn near 12 routes per game. He's getting some opportunities. A 26.1% opportunity share. He's getting some run in the offense as a good meat shield for Chuba Hubbard. However, now you got your upside piece, your young rookie into the fold here. You want to see what's up with him. Are you going to give up Chuba Hubbard's work when you're not ready to give Brooks a full workload? Or are you going to give up Miles Sanders' work here, who's running a fair amount here, 12 routes per game, getting a good target share, about 10% target share a game, running a 32.2% route participation rate. He's getting a lot of opportunities here. I look for him to eat into Miles Sanders' workload. I look for him to take damn near all of it as he ramps up. It's going to start off as a little sprinkle, but as he acclimates, Miles Sanders is going to step back. Chuba, if any of his workload gets reduced, you're barely going to notice it, if any, as they're trying to get Brooks acclimated. Chuba's going to get a lot of work. He's going to be the mainstay as they figure things out for 2025. We're looking for 2025 and going forward. Chuba's the dude. Nothing against Chuba. Everything against Miles Sanders. Brooks is going to steal that once he starts getting acclimated on the field, and that might not be till next year. But you got some potential here. But Jonathon Brooks is not going to be looked at as the starting running back for the Carolina Panthers. However, he's in the same boat as these dudes right here. Backup running backs who are waiting for their opportunity. Some of these running backs are getting more opportunities than others, but he's a stash play. If the starting running back goes down for any of these backups and more, they will become the guy. These running backs have upside. They can be RB1s when given the opportunity, and that is something we are looking at. We're not stashing these guys because one day they'll just overcome the starter. We're stashing these guys, and we're waiting to see what happens with the starting running back. Running backs get hurt. Not much in 2024, but they are due. They are due. And with stash running backs, you pick your poison. Jonathon Brooks, Trey Benson, Blake Corum, Ray Davis, Braylon Allen. Jordan Mason was one of these guys going into the season. There's a lot of stash running backs out there. You can go as deep as you want. Really, as deep as your league gets, that's how deep as you can go. However, you've got like 18, 19, 20 guys on your roster. That last guy on your bench isn't really helping you win weeks. So there's a stash option available there where you can just pick up a running back, or it could be a wide receiver too. And you're just waiting to see what happens. And you don't have to be married to that running back for the whole season. You can just pick up that guy for a week or two, see what happens. Ray Davis gets dropped, you go with him. Tyrone Tracy gets dropped, you go with him. Tyrone Tracy was in this mix before he became the starter, before he got that opportunity. All these guys are in that Tyrone Tracy category. Some a little different. If the starter's out for a long time, you're going to want them. If the starter's back, they might earn out a little bit more workload. But still, these are high-end running backs. We got some talented backup running backs in the National Football League that if something happens to the starter, might get an opportunity. And you can flip, turn and burn them, not have one at all. But again, that last roster spot isn't going to win your league. Isn't going to win your matchup this week. It's going to be sitting there on the bench. You're going to look at it. And often, many people will stash a player or two, depending on how deep your rosters are, to see what happens. We're getting deeper into the season. You got to want to get your stashes in order, especially if the injuries start to hit right before the playoffs. Because you can't trade anymore. Trade deadline's passed. And now you're looking to make a push. Your running back gets hurt. The backup's on somebody else's roster. The backup you could have picked up, but now you got to fight with off waivers. Or that guy's running back gets hurt. Or this running back gets hurt. You already got that prime handcuff available on your team. There's some top-tier handcuffs in the National Football League. You can rank them if you want, but the running back you want is the running back that is playing behind the starter that gets hurt, and you're not going to know until it happens. And all running backs that are starters are getting a lot of workload, and it's a matter of time before some of them start to drop. That being said, we're looking at these handcuffed running backs. You can choose not to do that and turn and burn that roster spot with other players that can go into your lineup. We're going to have some weeks here where there are more buys than just two, so that's going to impact you. Injuries could impact you. You can always just drop the stash play, pick somebody else up, and then drop that person and pick up another stash play later. You can really be malleable with it, but that's why we're looking at stashes every week. Jonathon Brooks is a stash. He's a lottery ticket. That's all he is right now. And if something happens to Chuba, or if he runs well and gets good RB2 work in this offense, could be a guy useful in fantasy football because he has the jets, he has the explosiveness, he has the upside, and he has the chops in the passing game. He has that upside to help your fantasy team. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.